That exhaustion you've been feeling? It's not just tiredness. It's not laziness. It's not even a lack of motivation. It's something much deeper. It's a spiritual signal. And if you're carrying it, you might be one of the souls Allah is preparing for something greater. This constant fatigue you're battling isn't ordinary. You sleep, yet you wake up just as drained. You've adjusted your diet, your habits, even visited doctors, but every test says you're fine. And yet, your body feels like it's been wrestling with something unseen through the night. That's because this tiredness isn't just in your muscles, it's in your soul. Allah is pressing pause on your outer world to begin a transformation inside. What you're feeling is not weakness, it's an invitation to slow down, to pay attention, to reflect. The old way of living can't continue anymore. You're not lazy, you're not broken, you're being purified. The fatigue is not failure, it's a divine interruption. Maybe lately, you've also noticed you're spending more time alone. Conversations feel shallow. Group chats don't feel the same. Even in a room full of people, you feel distant, and you wonder, what's wrong with me? But that isolation, that loneliness, it's not rejection, it's protection, it's healing. Allah is pulling you away from the noise to reconnect you with your soul. Because when you're always surrounded by others, you absorb their fears, their distractions, their chaos. And over time, your heart becomes too cluttered to hear what Allah is whispering to you. So He isolates you, not to hurt you, but to rebuild you privately, quietly. In the silence, you start to hear again your own thoughts, your own needs, your own prayers. You might feel weak, like simple tasks take the strength of mountains. But strangely, while your body feels heavier, your heart feels more awake, more alive. You cry more easily. Your prayers feel more real. You feel Allah closer in your sujood than you ever did when you were strong. That weakness you feel? It's a shift. Allah is moving your attention from the outer world to your inner self. He's inviting you back to your essence, to the reason you were created. Not to impress, not to compete, not to achieve, but to know Him, to seek Him, to rely completely on Him. Maybe you've also noticed that you can't do what you used to anymore. You used to juggle chaos, multitask, power through stress. But now, even small tasks feel overwhelming. You start something, but lose the motivation halfway through. And again, you think, what's wrong with me? The truth is, you've outgrown the version of life that once fit you. Allah is guiding you through spiritual evolution. When Allah changes your path, He removes your ability to stay comfortable in the old one. He takes the sweetness out of the things that once excited you. You're not falling behind. You're being updated, realigned. You're craving meaning now, peace, purpose. That's not regression. It's divine progress. There's also a strange tension in your chest. A quiet urgency, like something is about to shift, but you don't know what. You feel pulled towards something greater, but there's no clarity, no map, no clear direction. That's because Allah doesn't always hand you the full plan. He stirs your soul first. He lights a fire in your chest and waits. Not to frustrate you, but to teach you how to walk with trust, not sight. That tension isn't a problem. It's a preparation. The waiting isn't wasted. It's where your spiritual muscles are formed. When the time is right, the path will unfold. And when it does, you'll walk it not just with action, but with Iman. You might be wondering deep down, am I being punished? Why all the delays, the setbacks, the closed doors? But this isn't punishment. It's positioning. Allah is moving pieces around in ways you can't yet see. What feels like rejection is really redirection. What feels like loss is really protection. Sometimes He has to pull you back before He launches you forward, like a master strategist. Preparing the winning move. Every closed door was shielding you from something that would have harmed you. Every delay is Allah saying, not yet. You're not ready, and neither is what I have for you. This is divine timing. This is sacred positioning. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared. Sometimes you cry for no reason. The tears come quietly, in bed, while driving, while sitting in silence. You don't know why. Nothing obvious triggered them. But that's not weakness. It's release. Your soul is shedding the weight it was never meant to carry. Pain you ignored. Wounds you buried. Stress you absorbed in silence. When Allah begins to purify the heart, the tears come, not to drown you, but to cleanse you. They are not signs of weakness. They are signs that your heart is softening. And the Prophet said that even tears as small as a fly's head, shed out of fear or longing for Allah, can save you from hellfire. So those silent, sacred tears, they are strength in disguise. And lastly, maybe you feel invisible, like your efforts go unseen. You show up, you give, you love, but rarely receive the same. You're there for everyone, but when you need someone, the silence is deafening. It's painful, but it's also divine. Allah hides those He loves, not to hurt them, but to protect them. When Allah hides you, it means you're being prepared in private for something public. You're being shielded from distractions, drama, and people who would misuse your light. He is building you in the background, strengthening your soul, anchoring your faith. Because when the world finally sees you, it will be the version Allah shaped, not the one the world demanded. So if you feel tired beyond reason, if you feel like life is moving and you're standing still, if you cry without knowing why, if you're isolated, invisible, or uncertain, don't lose hope. You're not falling apart. You're being rebuilt. And when Allah is done shaping you in the dark, you'll understand why He made you rest while others ran. You were never being left behind. You were being reserved for something sacred. Stay patient. Stay in sujood. Your story isn't over. It's just hidden for now.